everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have my March favourites. There is just favourites that I have in this video today. I didn't actually have any fails in March, which is good. I think it's been a good few months now since I last had a complete favourites video. While I remember to mention at the top of this video, I do currently have a giveaway live on my channel. I will have the video linked in the description box below. It is on my ranking Colourpop eyeshadow palette video, and it is a chance to win a Colourpop palette of your choice. So if you haven't yet entered that giveaway, be sure to check that video out. And then just to mention what is on my eyes and my lips, because I always forget to link it in the description box below. I do have the BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland palette on my eyes. Then on my lips I have a MAC lipstick in the shade Whale with the Fenty Gloss Bomb on top of it, which I believe is in the shade Fussy. So first of all, I want to do a YouTube channel favourite, and this is something that I think I want to incorporate each month from now going forward. But March's favourite channel is Sarian, which is a channel that a lot of people are probably familiar with. She has a series on her channel every Monday, which is called Murder Makeup Mystery Monday. I think that's the name. And she goes over a true crime story that has been heavy on her noggin, as she says, and goes over all the details of those whilst applying makeup. I am a huge true crime fan and I love watching all true crime documentaries and things like that. I did actually recently watch one called The Ripper on Netflix in March, and I did quite enjoy that one as well. So her channel is right up my street when it comes to those videos from Monday, which does mean I need to remember to link something else in the description box below. So hopefully I've remembered, and Bailey's details should be in the description box, but there's probably a lot of people that are already subscribed to her. Now on to the rest of my favourites, and I'll start first of all with technically a kind of lifestyle favourite, and it is this scrunchie. So this is a scrunchie that I did recently pick up as a pack of 2 from Accessorize, and I think I added them to the basket because they were heavily discounted, and I think I needed to put another couple of pounds in my basket to get free shipping. And these are such nice scrunchies. They are a really big size. The elastic is nice and tight in them, that it does hold my hair in place. I do have quite thick heavy hair, so a lot of the times scrunchies do slide out and just hold it in place, whereas these definitely do. The material this is made of, I think it is just a cotton material, but it is really nice and soft, and these are just great. And to be honest, I think I do want to pick up a couple more because the rest of my scrunchie collection is looking a bit sorry for itself, and these are something that I wear every single day. I do have a couple in my collection that I got from Function of Beauty when I purchased the shampoo, but they are silky but kind of on a plasticky feeling, so I don't really love how they feel. And then I do have a few silk ones which I got from Primark, but they're a bit bobbly and just looking a bit sorry for themselves. And then I think I do have a couple of suede type ones as well, but again, they're not the best, and the elastic in them is going loose as well. So I think I might need to make another Accessorize purchase and pick up a good handful of these, because these are great and I'm hoping they have them in a few different colours. Then on to my beauty favourites, and it's pretty much half skincare and half makeup this month. So I will start first of all with the skincare. First item to mention is this SPF. This is the Bondi Sands Daily Moisturising Face SPF 50+. And this is actually an item that I was sent from Influencer to review. I did get a Vox box from them, I think it was in September last year, and it included this facial SPF and also a body one as well. At the time they sent them, it was just as we were starting to get bad weather, and I only got the chance to use them a couple of times before the sun basically disappeared. I know I'm supposed to apply SPF all year round, but I am really bad at applying it, if I'm honest. The only time I tend to apply SPF is if I know I'm going to be sitting out in the sun, which I know is terrible for me because even just walking to the shops or something, I'm getting sun on my face. But I am getting better at it, and to be honest, I think it's because of this SPF. I was getting ready to go on a walk a couple of weeks ago when we had the bit of nice weather, and as I was getting ready, I was watching a video of Jessica Braun's, and she is the biggest advocate for SPF. She is always saying to put it on. She always mentions SPF in favourite videos and things. So because I had her kind of voice in my head, it made me think, right, I'm going outside, it is sunny, reach for the SPF. So I had this one in my drawer and I thought I would give it another go. And it is such a nice lightweight SPF. The ones that I tend to purchase are just the ones you kind of get in the supermarket. I don't tend to go for 50, I tend to go for 15 in the summer and then 8 in the kind of spring, which is probably really bad for my skin. But I am definitely conscious of my skin aging more, so I know SPF will help that, and the sun will obviously age my skin. So when I applied this one, it was really nice and lightweight. It doesn't have any scent to it at all, and it doesn't sit heavy under anything else on your skin. So I could apply this and then put makeup on top of it, and it doesn't have any issues with it at all. So over the past couple of weeks, I have been on quite a few walks, and I've always remembered to reach for this because I've enjoyed reaching for it that much. So this has been a game changer in that it's making me want to put it on because it is really nice to wear, and because it is a moisturising one and it doesn't have that scent, it does just feel really nice. And once it's been blended into your skin, you can't feel it at all, but then I know I do have that protection, and I am definitely going to repurchase this one once it runs out. And I don't think it's too expensive of a product either, so I do highly recommend this. That section's probably going to be very jumpy and bitty because I kept losing my train of thought and stumbling over my words, so apologies if that editing is very jumpy. The next skincare item I've been loving in March is this one from the Inky list. This is the Succinic Acid Blemish treatment. I had said a couple of months ago that I was on the lookout for a alternative blemish treatment to the one that I had. The one that I was using was, I think, the Skin Clear one from Boots, but I've had that one for a good couple of years and it is probably expired. It is also unfortunately a discontinued product, so I was on the lookout for a new one. I did try a couple of different products. I tried the Tarte Knockout treatment, which I wasn't a fan of because that one was quite harsh, and I think I tried a couple of other ones which I can't remember right now. Obviously they weren't that good because I can't remember them. And then I seen they had released this product and it was really affordable, so I thought I would give it a go. And this has replaced the one from Boots. This one does contain succinic acid and salicylic acid, and it does have that same kind of tingling thing that the one from Boots does, in that I feel like it is really doing good with the blemish. This one is really good in a couple of ways, because when I have the under the skin blemishes, when I apply this, I find that they definitely recede a lot quicker and they don't come out. When I have the ones that are sort of 90% out, applying this kind of brings them out and then they go away quicker. And then also if I do put it on a blemish that's already angry, it does dry it out, so again it goes away quicker. And if I'm honest, this one to me works a lot better than that one from Boots. The Boots one was only really good when a blemish had kind of surfaced. Putting it on one that was under the skin, it did absolutely nothing, whereas this does. It does make them disappear before they do come those angry blemishes. So this is a fantastic product, and I'm really glad I've now found a replacement for when I get my blemishes, which luckily, touch wood, isn't all of the time, but when I do get them, I do get quite a lot on my chin area, so I'm really glad that I have this product now to go into, and that it's also an affordable product. Another affordable skincare item that I've been loving is this eye cream from Good Molecules. This is the Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I have tried so many different eye creams in the past few months because I've been getting them in subscription boxes. There's been a few new ones released I've been picking up, but this one is definitely the favourite of the ones I've tried as of late. It is a gel-like consistency and it does come out quite fast of the tube, but you do need the tiniest of amounts with this, and I've used this pretty much every single day for the past month and it doesn't look like I've used any of it at all, because a little does go a long way. And I do feel like it is a very nice brightening eye cream. I only ever tend to apply my night cream of a night, but there have been a few times where if I've woken up in the morning and my eyes look exceptionally tired, I've been sticking this under my eyes and it has definitely brightened them up. I do also feel like this has been really effective in combating my dark under eye circles. I've had a bit of anxiety in the past few weeks, so my sleep has been quite limited and my under eye dark circles have been pretty aggressive, but I feel like this has kept them at bay. And when I apply this on the night, if I've had my dark circles from the night before, the next morning they do look a lot more refreshed. So I've been absolutely loving this one, and I think this is only $6, which probably translates to about £4. So another one, once this one runs out, I'll definitely be repurchasing, and I'm glad I found an affordable option. Although for me, picking up Good Molecules products can be a bit tricky because it is only Beautylish that I can get them from, but hopefully they will work their way over to a stockist here in the UK soon. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I have this moisturiser from Estee Lauder. This one is the Revitalizing Supreme Global Anti-Aging Cell Power Cream. This was a sample I think I got in a beauty kit, and if I remember rightly, the full size of this is at least £70, I want to say, but I have made sure that I have drained every last bit out of here. This is in my current Shop My Stash skincare drawer, so kind of spoiler alert that it isn't empty for when that video goes up, which I believe is my next video. This is such a nice moisturiser. I didn't expect much from this one, to be honest, and I think I just put it into my beauty kit because I was intrigued by the product and I do quite like Estee Lauder, but this just feels so luxurious on the skin. I have had samples of some quite bougie and high-end moisturisers from beauty kits or from Feel Unique, but this to me is definitely one of the most luxurious feeling ones I've had. This also had a really nice scent to it. I've not been able to put my finger on what it is, but it is definitely something from my childhood. So I don't know if it's some kind of moisturiser or hair product or something that my mum used to use. So it's quite a sort of soothing scent in that respect because it's quite nostalgic. The moisturiser itself, even though it feels super luxurious and rich on the skin, it's not a rich and heavy cream. It's just really, really nice. I normally tend to gravitate towards gel moisturisers, so I haven't tried a normal moisturiser, as it were, for a while that I've really loved, except this one. This just is a normal cream moisturiser, but it blends into the skin really nicely. I feel like once it's on, I do have a kind of protective layer on my skin, but yet I can still put an oil on as a last step and it still sinks in. I feel like this just kind of locks everything I've applied underneath in place. I didn't have any issues with it not working with any of the products in my Shop My Stash skincare drawer. It just played well with others and it left my skin feeling amazing. And I think I ran out of this a week to 10 days before the end of the month, and I did notice a difference in my skin once I stopped using it. This one did definitely have a plumping effect to it. It was very nice and moisturising and just nourishing for my skin. I do really love it. I don't know if I £70 love it, but it's a product that I am definitely going to keep an eye on if I ever see it go on sale, because I presume I can get it on Feel Unique with me getting it in the beauty kit. Although one of my favourite moisturisers is a Drunk Elephant one, which is £68, so I obviously am willing to pay something up there, but I think I did get that discounted. So even though I absolutely love it, I don't know if I could justify repurchasing it, especially when I have so many moisturisers in my collection at the moment, but it has definitely been a favourite in March. And then my final skincare favourite is this cleansing balm. This is from the brand Vanilla Co, and this is the Clean It Zero cleansing balm. Again, another kind of spoiler alert for my Shop My Stash skincare drawer, completely emptied. And if you did watch my haul of products that I purchased in March, you will see I have already gone on to purchase another full size of this because I loved it that much. I have never been a fan of any cleansing balms that I've tried. I think I've tried about 3 or 4 and I've just felt that they were too greasy. I didn't like the scent on them. I didn't feel like they were really effective at removing my makeup. But with this, it was a pleasure to remove my makeup, which has never been the case. I don't tend to wear foundation on a daily basis. One of the main reasons is I can't be bothered with the step every single night of removing it. But when I had foundation on and was having to remove it with this, it was just really nice. You don't need an awful lot of product at all. This small tiny jar, I think I got about 6 if not 7 uses out of, because you don't need much at all, and this didn't have a lot in it. So the jar that I've now repurchased is massive, so it's going to last me a long time. But this one literally melts your makeup away. I've seen it being said about cleansing balms in the past that it should just melt your makeup away, and the ones I've tried in the past just hadn't. I felt like they just kind of shifted it around, but this definitely melts it away. And this is also the best one for removing eye makeup that I've tried. A few of the other ones, once I'd applied to my eyes would be a bit stingy, and a couple of them I had reactions the next day that my eyes would be a bit puffy, but I've never had an issue with this one at all. It is really gentle and it can take off even the most stubborn of eye glitters or liquid shadows or anything like that. It just removes them really easily. So I've been absolutely loving this cleansing balm and I'm now definitely a convert. Then on to my makeup favourites, which now looking down I've just realised consists of solely lip products and eyeshadow, which isn't a bad thing because they are definitely my 2 favourite products in my makeup routine. I'll start first of all with the lipstick favourites. The first one is this liquid lipstick from Ofra Cosmetics. This one is in the shade Oh My Rai Rai. I do really like the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick formula. It is long lasting and it isn't too drying as well. It does dry down to matte, but it doesn't feel like it makes your lips crusty or anything like that, and it is pretty comfortable. And this one does definitely stay in place underneath a mask. Because I had been going back to the school runs in March, I was reaching for this lip product most days. I can actually see in the tube here that I'm starting to make a dent in this one, and I think I only opened this one in March. This is such a gorgeous flattering shade, and even for just the school run, where it's only when I'm actually driving to the school that people would see it on my lips, because as soon as I get to the school I do put a mask on. But for me, I kind of don't feel complete unless I've got some sort of lip product on. It is a really nice neutral pink tone, and even though it does look quite dark in the tube on my lips, it is kind of my lips but better, but also looks like I've got something on, if that makes sense. It's kind of that perfect medium. And then if I do apply it with a full face of makeup, it is kind of dramatic enough that you can see I've got lip product on. But overall, I've been absolutely loving reaching for this one, so I am glad I picked this one up, because I believe the collaborator on this one is Madison Miller, who isn't someone I follow. I think I might have just got this one because it was on sale, not necessarily because I follow her, but I'm so glad that I picked it up, and this is one I would definitely purchase again if I did run out of it. Then I have the Dose of Colours Velvet Mousse in the shade Truffle. Again, this is another one I was reaching for on most days. For the school run, it was a case of if I wasn't reaching for the one from Ofra, I was reaching for this one. I do love the Dose of Colours Velvet Mousse lipstick formula. I do quite like their liquid lipstick formula, but for me that one is slightly more drying than the one from Ofra because it is a bit of a thinner formula, whereas the Velvet Mousse is so comfortable. It doesn't move around on your lips at all like other velvet lipsticks that I've tried. It does stay in place decently well. It also doesn't dry down, so it is really comfortable. This again is a gorgeous shade that is my lips but better. Generally, I do like anything I've tried from the kind of Truffle line. I did actually buy this as part of a kit which came with a lip liner, liquid lipstick and a gloss. Out of the four, I think this is probably my favourite. It is quite close between this and the lip liner because I do love their lip liner formula as well. But this is just such an easy lip product. When going in with the Ofra one, because it is a liquid lipstick and will dry down, you do have to be kind of a bit more careful with the lip lines. But with this, because this is a slightly lighter shade, I could apply this one really quickly and it would always look good. And that's why it was kind of a school run staple. It was a case of if I had an extra 30 seconds, I'd go in with the Ofra. If I was in a rush, which was most mornings, I'd go in with this one. So again, another lip product I've absolutely been loving in March. And then the final two lip products, even though they are standalone, they are kind of a combo, so I'll mention them together. It is this lip liner from Juvia's Place and this Maybelline Lifter Gloss. So the lip liner is in the shade Lush and the Lifter Gloss is in the shade Silk. Both these products I was trying for the first time in March and I fell in love with them very quickly. I'll start first of all with the lip liner. This is a gorgeous neutral shade which has a hint of pink to it. And it is one of those lip liners that is the right level of creaminess, that there's no dragging on your lips, but it also doesn't move around too much and it does stay in place really well, and also doesn't take a lifetime to fill your lips in if you decide to do that, which more often than not I do. I haven't quite mastered just the outlining and filling it in with a gloss. I don't like too much of a harsh lip liner, I kind of like everything to look the same, so I do tend to fill my lips in with this more often than not, so I've probably used quite a lot of this product. But it is a fantastic lip liner, and next time I make a purchase on Juvia's Place I will definitely be sticking another one of these in my basket. Then onto the gloss. I did purchase one of these because there was so much hype around them. A lot of people were saying that they were very similar to the Fenty Gloss Bombs, which I do have to agree. And I did say when I had this in my everyday makeup drawer that the reason I put this Fenty Gloss Bomb in was because I wanted to compare them directly close, because I'd had this in my everyday makeup drawer last month. I am kind of still on the fence about which one I prefer. I think I like the feel of the formula of the Fenty one that little bit more, but I like how the Maybelline one looks more on my lips, because this is a slightly more opaque formula. This Fenty one, I feel like I do always have to go on top of something because it is quite a sheer colour, whereas this gloss I will wear by itself because it does have something beneath it and it is a bit more opaque. So it is a very, very fine line. But for overall, I'd probably have to go with the Maybelline one because from a price point of view, I think this is probably half the price of this one. So if I was to repurchase again, it would be the Maybelline I'd repurchase. But it is such a comfortable gloss. It doesn't have any stringiness or anything like glosses can sometimes do. It's not sticky at all. It's an almost balm-like gloss that's really comfortable to wear. And like I said, this one is definitely more opaque, which is my preference when it comes to glosses, because I do like to apply them on bare lips. I do like them to be slightly more opaque because I don't always go in with a lip liner. But yeah, fantastic gloss. So glad I finally tried it, and I did end up having to source this out from a website I'd not purchased from before, but I am now glad that they, I think, are on Beauty Bay and a couple of other websites, so even when I go to repurchase more of these I can get them a bit more easier. Then we have a couple of eyeshadow favourites. The first one is the Natasha Denona Mini Glam Palette. So this is one of the 5-pan, 25-pound palettes, and is a mini of a palette that I do actually have a full size of. I love that this is the compressed version of that palette, which is the point of all these minis that she has brought out, because even though I absolutely love all of the shades in the midi glam palette that I have, sometimes I want the kind of decision making process made for me. So that's when I'll reach for this one, because there's only so many looks I can do with this one. Sometimes I could sit there and stare at the bigger palette for about 10 minutes before I've even begun to think of which shadows to use, because there's that much choice in there, whereas this one, that's my crease shade, that's my outer corner, and then I've only got a choice of 3 for the shimmers, whereas I think there's a good sort of 7 or 8 shimmers in the full size one. But with this palette, there's not a single shadow in here that I don't like. Even though it doesn't look very dark in the pan, this is the perfect crease shade for me, and I just love this rich brown tone for the outer corner as well. I think for the shimmer, I think this one is my favourite, but just about. I do equally kind of love these two, but I think because I do like a bit more of a lighter shimmer over the lid, I think I just prefer this one ever so slightly. This is the palette that I did reach for on Mother's Day, because I was having a family meal with my kind of bubble, so I thought I would dress up for the occasion and actually put a bit of eye makeup on to not film a YouTube video, and this was the palette that I went for, because it was kind of last minute that I decided, no, I'm going to make an effort and I'm going to put some makeup on, so this was the perfect palette for that, and it didn't look too over the top considering I wasn't actually going anywhere. So, but absolutely love this palette, and I know when I go back to working in the office, which should be in the not so distant future, and I want an easy palette to reach for on a work morning, this will definitely be a staple for that. Then my other eyeshadow favourite and final favourite from March is an oldie but a goodie in my collection. This is from Tarte, and this is the Make Believe in Yourself palette. First of all, I absolutely love the packaging of this one, and then this is the inside of this palette. Apologies, it's a bit reflective with the lights. So this is a 90% shimmer palette. You do have this one little matte up here, which if I'm honest I never really use, and then this shade here is supposed to be a face highlighter, but I tend to just use that as a kind of inner corner highlighter. There are so many gorgeous shimmers in this palette, but to be honest, when I reach for this one, it's more often than not for one of these 3 kind of blue tone shades. All of these more neutral shimmers in here are absolutely gorgeous, but I do have shades in all of my other palettes like that, whereas these 3 shades here to me are quite unique. I think my favourite out of the 3 is this one here, which is a more kind of purpley toned one, but all 3 of them just look gorgeous on the lid. I think there was a video from last month where I had a light blue jumper on, and I think it was this shade here that I had all over the lid, and it does just, I think, go really nice with that jumper. So most likely that's a combination I'm just going to do now when I wear that light blue jumper. But after reaching for that specific blue, because I had that jumper on, I did end up going back into this palette a few more times in the month of March, and it does always just kind of reignite my love for it and remind me how much I do love this palette. But it's just such a fun palette and one I do love reaching for. So that is all my March favourites. Like I say, there were no fails this month. There are a couple of products that were just okay that I used in March, but I don't think I could fully class them as a fail, so I didn't include them in the video. But other than that, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks!